Hello and welcome to all my beautiful vibrant hearts and ephemeral souls for our Capricorn suns, big Capricorn placements, or cross watchers for Capricorn. Welcome to your month ahead messages looking at the month of May 2025. The way we're going to do things, I'm going to pull a couple of oracle cards to look at your overarching themes. You guys, this hair, can't get her to cooperate. And then I will use the tarot to clarify and get further details and messages. So with that, let's dive in. Actually, before I even do that, I do want to say when I was sitting down to prepare and I was like channeling, kind of shuffling and getting centered and grounded for you guys in particular, excuse me, my allergies are awful. I was getting this energy of like putting some type of values to the test, and not like a test of how well you can stick to your values, because I feel like, you know, y'all are my Capridaps, you're ruled by Saturn, you can do that. But there's a sense of being put in a situation this month to invite you to explore how much something that you are holding on to is serving you. So there might be a belief system, a value system, an MO, right? A way of handling things that you're very committed to, and that I think generally speaking serves a higher purpose, but you're going to be put in a position this month, I feel like, to meditate on that and reevaluate and reflect to see if that actually still fits, or, you know, if there are changes you want to make. I'm not going to take these, but I do want to note that sacral chakra and romantic love started flipping themselves over. Excuse me. For some, there is a romantic connection that you will be tempted by. For some, there's like, you know, the sacral can really be about like, you know, it's our connection to our emotions, it's our divine feminine energy, but it's also a lot of sexual energy. So for some, there's like a sense of like let's say if you're dating, you're like, oh, you know, I'm not gonna, like, I'm gonna hold off on intimacy for a while. That might be put to the test. That might be put to the test. Or if you have rules about that, usually you might find that you're like being encouraged to reevaluate to see if your previous rules, your previous, like, again, MO, your values still fits with you. Sorry, I have a little disco ball pen holder. And that's what all the, oh, it's really pretty right now. Okay, that's what that is. That's okay. For some, there are rules that you have just about love in general. Some of you, it's like, I don't want to be in a relationship until I create this thing, right? For some, you're very committed to your relationship, and it's like, oh, if I didn't have this, you know, if this wasn't part of my life, or I didn't, you know, promise this person this much of my time, I would be creating this. So there's something about like the promises that you've made and the way that you handle things, like, again, that MO, that's going to come up for questioning. And I do want to note that consciousness is at the bottom. I have stray hair. Consciousness is at the bottom. This is 17 that reduces to an 8. 8 is a number that's all about manifestation and abundance. So there's something where you're being called this month to re-examine some thought process, some aspect of your consciousness, because it may or may not be, you know, contributing to your abundance, maybe taking away from your abundance. So it feels like that's something that's going to come up this month. And the crown chakra. Yeah. Card 7. The frequency of the crown chakra, the violet flower of life, supports our spiritual connection to the universe and our ability to transmute negative energy into light. I feel like this is very strong. I'm going to pull your secondary oracle card in a moment. I'm not even going to look at the bottom of the deck yet. I'm going to hold it here so I'm not tempted. You know, 7 is a number that's very, very spiritual, much like 9, but the difference with 7 is it's very internalized, it's very individualized. So this also kind of indicates that sense of going within, right? It's giving off Hermit, 4 of Swords vibes. Going within and really having a question. I feel like there is something where you guys made a rule for yourself a long time ago, and you're being called to question if that still fits. It may have served its purpose, and it may be time to kind of release that a little bit. You know, I'm really drawn into transmute negative energy into light. So again, there's something that you have, right, in your mind, in your consciousness, in your energy, that it is now, at least at this point on your journey, creating more negative effects. And you have the ability to change that, right? To transmute it into light. So even if, like, you know, you don't change the way you do things, but you just change the way that the relationship you have with it, right? So this could be where, you know, you might have a standard or like a rule for yourself, pardon my itchy nose, that you adhere to, but you don't have a good relationship with it, right? It's like it is draining to you. It makes you mad. You do it because you have to, right? It's an obligatory feeling, not something that you connect to emotionally. This even could be where you're creating an emotional connection with what you're doing. Pardon my itchy nose, you guys. Where you're creating an emotional connection to it. So it's not a chore, right? It's a labor of love. It's something that you want to do. So like, let's say if this was like, you know, you exercise X number of times a week, but you absolutely hate it. This is where you might be re-examining that connection that you have to that rule or to the standards you have for yourself, right? And even if you don't change those standards, you change the relationship with it. So it's much more positive, or there might be slight tweaks that need to happen. So like in the exercise example, maybe this is where a couple of those times per week, you know, you go do like activities that make you happy, right? So you're still like feeding that need for like movement and for, you know, strength and all those other things. But it's in a way that also feeds your soul, right? There's kind of giving off this energy of there's a better way to do this. There's a better way to do this, but it does require, you know, being willing to release rigidity. And at the bottom again is that consciousness. I was like, what is it? What's it gonna be? So let's get some more details. Yeah, again, this is something in your consciousness. Sacred boundaries. We have the tiger here, card 43. That's another 7. 7 is your number. I want to be like, 7 is your number. Yeah, wow. 7 is your number. Absolutely. And the inner truth is at the bottom with the owl. And this is another 7. Stop it. 777. This is for you. This is for you. So the 7th of the month might be particularly important. I'm getting May 17th may also be particularly significant. And May 27th I'm seeing as well. Yeah, this has everything to do with the boundaries that you have. Again, I feel like for yourselves or for others. But there's something where it feels like you've already put up the boundary. And now we're going to be looking at it and seeing, okay, like again, how much does this serve me? Or how is this... It's like you've claimed your power to say yes and no to things, but have you claimed your power to love your choices? Basically. Drop the mic, get out this bitch. So, sorry. Just over here doing Leo shit. For those who don't know, Leo and Capricorn are quincunx in the wheel of the zodiac. That's notoriously challenging, but I like it. I also have a lot of Capricorn placements. I have a stellium in Leo and a stellium in Cap. And it's exactly what it sounds like. And I have a stellium in Virgo, so like I don't even know what the hell is going on. There's a lot, but I like it. I like driving Capricorns just a little bit crazy. It's like Tauruses. Like I like annoying a Taurus every once in a while. Just like it warms my heart, but playfully, not mean, playful, nice. Okay, so at the bottom, we have the 5 of Wands. Today, I'm not doing reversals. Most of the time I do, but I'm feeling like I don't want to do that as much today. But I do want to note acknowledge and note that it was initially reversed. So sometimes the 5 of Wands reverse can be more of an inner conflict. This could be something where you're perceiving external conflict, but it's actually like not really there. So you're like, making it a conflict where it doesn't need to be. Some of you, it's like you're putting up boundaries and you might feel like other people are upset by them and they're actually not. But let's see what we get here. Yeah, 9 of Swords. There's the stress. You guys okay? Some of you guys need to journal. Some of you guys have been journaling a lot. And it's like I can't get to the message. So it's not a cardinal in the background, but it did look like a cardinal at first to me. So there's a lot of like ancestral support. I'm seeing a lot of red in this card. So there's a lot of root chakra energy coming through and trying to get grounded, trying to get secure. Sometimes when the root is overly functioning, we can be overly rigid and like closed off to things as well. The moon. Interesting, we now have 2 9s, 7s and 9s. And that's what we were talking about in the beginning. I'm gonna pee myself. Okay, and the 3 of Pentacles. It was initially reversed. I'm gonna put it up right. Okay. So for some of you, this is taking place at work. For others, this is just about who you connect to. I feel like there's something where it feels like you guys are holding yourself back. I want to clarify this 3 of Pentacles really quick. Because what I'm seeing here, actually, I will clarify in a moment, but I'm not done yet. What I'm seeing here is that there is a potential to head towards something that looks pretty good, right? To me, the Three of Pentacles, it is a spiritual partnership card, much like the Three of Cups, the Two of Cups, the people that we see on the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, all that good stuff. But the difference here between this and like the Three of Cups, for example, is that this is where we're brought together with people where we have the same vision. We have the same goals, the same dreams. We have the same, possible like philosophies, lifestyle. We, same morals as well. We want to create the same things, or we want to live in the same way. It's very significant, right? And that's what brings us together. That's why there's longevity here, because you're all kind of showing up in an authentic way, and you happen to, be in the same place at the same time. This is the one that in the traditional tarot usually shows 3 people working on the cathedral. And I like to imagine they all signed up to do this separately. Like they all decided like, oh yeah, that sounds good. I want to be a part of that. And they just met each other there in that space, right? And that's what kind of keeps it together, is that you're all brought together by something a little bit bigger than yourselves, right? You're all brought together by a project. You're all brought together by a similar, lifestyle. You're all brought together by a moral philosophy, whatever it might be. So there's a sense here where I feel like you have the opportunity to join in with whatever this is. We'll look at it in a moment. But there's a lot of fear. We have 2 cards about fear. There's a lot of fear about pursuing this, because I feel like there's something where it's like there's a fear of, like, yeah, we both want to do this, or like, yeah, I want to be a part of this project, but what if this person doesn't agree with me on this, right? It's like, it's almost like a perfectionist quality, like wanting to kind of like get all the, cross all your T's and dot all your I's before it's really time. And it's like you're holding yourself back from pursuing something because of what we like, things we don't even know will come to pass. Like, right? It's like, oh yeah, I want to start this project, but like, what if we don't agree, right? Especially that 5 of Wands that we saw. What if we don't agree on how to do that? I want to take this job, but what if it, ends up turning into a really toxic workplace? Realistically, I feel like this is the fear, is that it's going to turn into a power struggle. But right now, what's being offered, right, is this sense where you have the opportunity to come together with people who you actually have a lot in common with. So some of you, you've already been through this very challenging energy. That's why you know how to draw good boundaries, right? It's very important. But there might also now be a call to soften, right? How we, especially when we struggle in one area and we finally get the lesson, we tend to pendulently swing the other way. Now it might be time to kind of rebalance back right to the center. So what is this 3 of Pentacles? The 5 of Pentacles. Interestingly enough, in the traditional tarot, these are the only 2 Pentacles cards that depict a religious background, right? This is about not only feeling like you're brought together with people and situations and circumstances that align with you, but that the universe is supporting you, right? That's how you guys were brought together. This is not only about feeling like you don't have enough, right? You're struggling, you're scrambling, you're scrapping for just like the ittiest bittiest bit of support, but that the universe has almost forgotten about you. And that's what I feel like you guys are fearing, right? There's a fear of partnering with this or taking this opportunity, because I'm noticing the 2 candles here. And so for me, whenever I see candles in like Tarot and Oracle, it makes me think of the wand suit. This means that there's a plan. There's the potential. There's like, I could do this. Like I could stay with what I'm doing, or I could, cut and run and move in this direction I feel more called to. And there's a fear of doing that for fear of being left out in the cold once again, right? For investing in the wrong people, places, and things. Yeah, because the 3 of Swords is at the bottom. It is in reverse at the bottom, but you guys have been through it. And so there's a fear of that repeating itself. So this is going to be a month where you are going to have the opportunity to reevaluate. I want to get a clarifier for the moon. Oop. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. Because there's that crossroads, right? You are going to have an opportunity to reevaluate. And because he's flipping the coin, there's almost a sense of luck here in this card, right? You're going to have an opportunity to reevaluate what's truly important to you, and also how you feel you show up, right? There's a certain confidence with the Page of Pentacles, because they know that they don't know everything, right? They know that they're still learning, but they trust in themselves to be able to go on that journey and be a good apprentice. They trust in the people who are mentoring them to show them the way. They trust in that equal give and take process. So it feels like a lot of you guys, this is about repairing your relationship with like kind of the universe and like learning how to trust yourself, learning how to trust that you're ready for a new chapter, that you can show up openly and authentically, but that it's almost like you're the student, but you're also the mentor, but that you can set good boundaries. You have wisdom, you have things to offer and share. There's that balance here. Yeah, because the Queen of Pentacles is at the bottom. So again, that you can be, you can be the student and the master. You can be like the student and the mentor here. And that, I always say the Queen of Pentacles is a boundary queen as well. She's a self-care queen, that you can start something new and give to something new while also still caring for yourself. Some of you guys want to start a side business, and it's like, oh, I want to make sure I can handle my responsibilities, but I'm also like giving to this new project. But this feels very much like this is about who you're partnering with. What's the Nine of Swords? Nine of Pentacles. Again, repeating nines, very important here. A lot of you guys, there's a fear about giving up your independence. Some of you guys, this is literal because there's so many Pentacles cards. It's like, I'm afraid to take a different position because I'm afraid, maybe there's like going to be like a pay cut, or there's going to be a couple of lean months in there. And it's like, I'm kind of afraid of what that's going to mean. But most of you, I feel like with the Nine of Pentacles, this is a fear about giving up, because the Hermit's at the bottom. There's another nine. There's a fear about giving up your independence. There's a fear of having to give up, some of you guys, like, you're getting a new position and you're going from that Queen of Pentacles almost to the Page. So it's like, oh, I was I was the head of one department and I knew what I was doing and I've been there a long time. And now you're getting, you're getting a bump, but it's like you're having to be, a small fish in a big pond again. And so there's a little bit of a fear about that, because with the Three of Pentacles, there's a sense of relying on others, right? I'm learning from other people. We're all equally contributing peers. I'm not dominating in this area. Excuse me. But there's a fear of that independence, right? You're having to give that up. A lot of you guys have learned how to become incredibly strong in yourselves and on your own. And there's a fear of having to partner up with other people or rely on other people. And even if this with the Three of Pentacles is relying on spirit to kind of bring you to the right place at the right time. So that is something that's going to be a challenge for you this month, is how comfortable are you getting out of your shell, right? Your comfort zone, because there's that Three of Swords again. How comfortable are you releasing the identity, the version of yourself that has been hurt, and allowing yourself to still be boundaried, to still be self-respecting, self-loving, but not be closed off, right? Not be guarded to the point where it's hard to really like relate to other people, or it's hard to work with other people. So those are going to be themes you're going to be exploring this month, I feel. So that's what I see for you guys. I hope that's been helpful. I want to thank you for being here with me, sharing your time and energy, and I'll see you soon. Take care.